Hello, hi, welcome to McBoss Capital channel. My name is Michael Chu. So before we start, just want to disclaimer that everything we talk about today is not an investment advice or recommendation. It's just information for your own purpose. So last week we talked about what's happening to the stock market, and we saw that there were industry groups that were having strength in the financial, commodity, energy, and travel-related stocks. And then we saw weakness in the growth stocks, like some of the technology stocks. This last week, uh, you know, we just want to talk about what's happening right now. It seems like we're at a junction where uh, uh, things could go either way. So we're not trying to predict the market, but there is some hint as to what's happening. Um, the market has been pulling back for a few weeks now since early September, and now we are on October 10th, so we're quite far in terms of time. So there are some good signs as well. That there may be a possible near-term rebound, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's heading for a third leg down. But we are seeing some leaderships, you know, stocks that might be doing better. So earnings season is starting right now, so some stocks are going to fluctuate a lot more. So that's something to watch out for. Um, and so usually there is some selling before the earnings season, just because investors will dump the shares of stocks that they think are have a weaker outlook, and they don't want to take the risk, right? But overall, this week the market was up. So Nasdaq was up like barely, but it did recover from Monday's losses, so that's actually a positive sign. S&P as well, and Dow Jones rose the most here, and we have Russell that is negative. So small caps are actually doing the worst in terms of the overall week. We're gonna see that Nasdaq is being challenged right now at the 10 days moving average. So that's really a big momentum indicator for the growth stocks that are mostly in the Nasdaq index. And if it can surpass this 10 days moving average and near the 50 days moving average, it will be a lot better, right? S&P and Dow Jones are struggling also near its 50 days moving average. That's going to be a big test right now, this coming week. And Dow Jones is not too far from its 200 days moving average. So again, that will be the big resistance area there. So something to watch out for. Russell 2000 is holding on at 10, 21, 50, 200 days moving average as they're all converging. So that's important. Uh, This week, the accumulation distribution, so industry groups 56 up under accumulation and 34 distribution. So actually, the internal market breadth are actually showing good signs. You can see the numbers here. The stocks as well, right? You have 282 stocks under accumulation and 166. So this is based on a sample of the stocks that we research. So it's not the whole market. That's something to be aware of. And we continue to see strength in industrial. We didn't see any strength in retail or travel stocks this week. So some of those stocks did give back a little bit, but commodities are doing really, really well, and financial are still showing a little bit of signs of strength. All right, let's take a quick look at the index chart. So here's Nasdaq. So what we've seen again, as I mentioned earlier, September 7 is when this index peak. It start falling, drifting down slowly, and then we saw this big down day due to Evergrande developer in China uh, possible default news, and but it rebound from there, and you can see that it rebound to the green line. Again, the green line here is the short-term moving average, which is the 10 days average. And then after that, it couldn't surpass that 10-day moving average, and it fell apart again. So, and then it has 5 down days after that, and then we bottom here. So now in the last week, so Monday was a big down day, and probably the market a little bit oversold condition, and then it rebound again, and you can see it goes back to that green line again, and this time it actually went above it, and it found resistance at the pink line. And the pink line is the short-term 21-day moving average. So slightly longer term. So what we're seeing here is the sign. There's a little improvement because it passed the 10-day, but it still found resistance at the pink line here, which is 21-day, right? So now we're watching the 21-day now as resistance level. And so it is possible that the index could form, what we call this is the first leg down, this is the second leg down, and we might see the third leg down. So typical correction will have 3 legs down. So which means it could test the long-term moving average, which is this black line, at roughly 14,000 right now. So if it does come back and test this, then it will hit a new low, and it could potentially, scare the market into panic mode and selling. And that usually means, when lots of people are selling, that could be a bottom sign, right? Now, that might not happen. I'm not saying that will happen for sure, but, or we could potentially see it power through and pass the pink line, 21-day moving average. And then the next test would be this 50-day red line, right? And that's a common support line for many institutions. And so that's the big one. So even if it does rise from here, watch for that line. And if it does eventually move past that red line, that's a good sign. We could have a rally going on here. Now, with that being said, we're going to see some good signs that I'm going to talk about soon. But before we move there, let's just continue on the index because I think it's important to understand all the index charts right now. So we jump to S&P, and you see a very similar pattern here. This one, went and test the red line, which was the 50-day moving average, and you can see it found resistance there. So that's the key line for S&P. Dow Jones, same thing. We found resistance at the 50-day. So, on Friday is actually a good sign because it didn't really bounce or drop from there too much. So there is the more it lingers, near that level, the higher chance it wants to surpass it. So that's a good sign, right? So rather than dropping back down, and then we'll look at, so the Russell 2000 is probably the most interesting chart right now, just because, we saw this huge uptrend January, February right here, right? And then it went into this long sideways pattern and it's range bound. And, obviously it might take a while for it still to surpass the upper resistance here. But it seems like it has tested the lower resistance level here many times. And then what we saw was this 200-day moving average, the black line, has caught up, right? Has caught up to where the index is right now. And so there's lots of digestions here. People who are impatient, they would have sold by now. And so, this is why I feel like the market is setting up for a very bullish pattern. That potentially, as the major indexes like the Nasdaq, S&P, and Dow correct, the Russell is actually setting up for a bullish pattern. And usually, when the small cap business are doing well, that is a good sign for the economy. So anyhow, I just want to point that out because this might be a potential setup for a strong rebound in the whole market in general. So, right now you can see 10, 21, and 50-day, right? The green, pink, and red line here, they're all converging. And it's just, the fact that it's sitting near this level right here, roughly around, 2,230, something like that. It's just sitting there. It's just being very patient, and typically those are good signs for a strong rebound coming up. So that's just something I want to mention. So we're just gonna quickly talk about some of the sectors that we follow, and how and the industry groups that are doing well, and where the leadership is showing signs. So right now we are seeing broadening leadership, which is really good sign of a potential rally setting up for the market. So there's not many tech stocks that we seeing leading the market right now, but this is one of them. And Dava is the symbol here, and you can see it broke out last week from this high, and it is showing strength. This uptrend is really strong right now. You can see it on the right side of this base. So something to watch out for. Surprisingly, the auto manufacturer Tata Motors, I believe, this is India, right? And it has this nice cup base, and it's showing this strength, breakout right here. And this is the slope line for the 10-day moving average. So really strong breakout. So this is from India, this company, but they're traded on NYSE. We continue to monitor some of the leisure and travel sector, and so this is one of them, international game technology, and you can see it broke out, and it's sitting nicely above this breakout point right here, and it's holding strong. So, and the pattern, the 10-day moving average is sloping up really nice. IMAX, movies related. Again, this one is still in the big base, but you see how strong this rally is right now. So something to potential to follow. Avis Budget, again, rental car service, very strong strength. Building construction. So now we're starting to go into the commercial industrial sector. Equity broke out last week. Strong earnings. So this is one of the stocks that have report earnings. One of the earlier stocks. So this is really good sign for the industrial and commercial residential markets, right? So that could be a potential sign of strength for the market to come. That this stock broke out and show great earnings. So also the health sector hasn't done as well, but this one stock here show tremendous strength. I couldn't find any news on it, but there might be some news. Usually stocks like that don't move that much without news, but I just want to point this out, that there is leadership in this stock right now. So now we're jumping back to commodities and energy. A lot of the commodities prices are shooting up the sky, and you hear lots of news lately about oil and gas, coal, all kinds of energy commodities related news that the whole world is short on them, and every country like China, Europe countries are trying to buy up the supply, and as demand continue to soar. I'm not sure how long this rally will last, but you can see, Arch Resource, the coal company, has done really well. We saw a pullback here after this big run, but now we saw another run, and then now we're seeing a pullback again. So I don't know, how far this will go, but this is the potential strength of this stock. Sun power, solar energy. This one obviously has a huge correction. Now it's starting to try to build the right side of the base. We'll see if it can follow through, right? So this is one of the solar stocks. Now we're gonna jump to oil and gas, and there's a whole bunch of them. And this is Marathon Oil in integrated oil section. Really strong slope. Apache, yeah. Oil and gas international exploration. They're building bases. Some of them are breaking out, like this one, Oventif. It's already broken out. It's moving up really fast. Occidental, another one here. Forum Energy, FET, starting to build the right side of the base, holding strong right here, right? Pretty stable. So, we might see the stock continue to move. PBF Energy, refining area, again, this is still in the base, but you can see it's holding pretty tight on the right side of the base. Or another one, Phillips 66. Now we're in the U.S. production, exploration production, perhaps probably, um, in terms of overall breadth in the marketplace, probably the strongest industry group right now. Callon Petroleum, oil is, oil price right now, WTI is at 79 on Friday. There's lots of forecasts going on right now that it could go to 90 or 100. This is Diamondback Energy, really popular. The symbol is FANG. Just broke out last week. So, when stocks generally break out a base, they could easily run 20% or more. So right now it's 7% from this pivot. So there's a potential room to run. Magnolia Oil and Gas, another one here. And Metador Resource also broke out. Penn, Virginia, really strong. Look at how tight it's trading. It's a big jump here. You can see it even highlight here 53% from this pivot point. It's a huge gain, and it doesn't seem like it wants to slow down. This one is SPWR Resource again, broke out at the 26% gain at the peak here already. It pulled back a little bit. Now it bounced off again. SM Energy, this one also looked really nice and tight, uptrend. WTI, again, this one's pretty strong. Like, there's out 10 days, there's like one red day, which is one down day. Really strong. So now we're jumping into financials. Financial continues to show strength. Um, Look at this one. Bancorp. It had day pullback and then two huge day after that. Really strong uptrend. First Bancorp Southeast region. This is on a 6 days run right now. Really strong. Southeast Bank, United Community Bank. Again, there's a small pullback here after this run, and then now it seems to be rebounding as well again. Silvergate, this is one of the probably the best leadership right now in terms of strength. Um, it just has the best slope in terms of uptrend right now. It's just really strong. We had this one big day down day, and then the next day gap up and rebound, and now it's near new high again. So this type of strength, most likely will have more room to run. Oppenheimer Holdings, investment banker group, surprisingly showing strength as well. So those are the stocks that we are following closely. Thank you for watching this channel. If you like the video, give us thumbs up. You can contact us at this email here. Visit our website, www.mcbosscapital.com. You can subscribe your email to get the analysis that we put on, whenever we can. And we do provide other educational and research service. And you can find our courses at mcbossteachable.teachable.com. Thank you for watching this video.